I guess the big news, no Matt Adams in the weekend rotation.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Matt came up with a sore shoulder last week there in Old Dominion, and we're rehabbing it. And honestly, just really no timetable has been set on when he'll return with that. So basically, it's going to be up to him and how he's feeling with it.
What did he do? Is it just one pitch?
Well, no, it was just kind of gradual. It just started kind of getting sore on him, so. Decision was made to just, obviously not push that and get him on out of there.
So where do you go with Sunday? Any idea? Is it just going to kind of be where the stats
TBA right now. So we'll go Tanner in game 1, Billy in game 2, and then we'll see where we are with that for game 3.
Did y'all actually get a chance to get an MRI for Matt? Or?
Yeah, there was one that was taken. Yeah. So.
How confident do you feel in some of the other guys in that staff to step up? Billy's been coming on lately, obviously, and what you got, I guess, on Sunday.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously we've had Nico has had that experience up till last week as one of the weekend guys, so we certainly have him, but we won't know if we'll need to use him in the first 2 games. Armistead has looked very good, one as a starter, and then against Alabama the other day, coming in and throwing 3 clean innings there. So could have gone longer with him, but certainly wanted to have him available as maybe one of those options for this weekend. So, I think that's what you're probably looking at in those 2 guys in that TBA role.
Can you speak more on Armistead? Has he been kind of like on a pitch count the past couple weeks? Because he's given you guys 2.
No, he really hasn't. I think up to that point, he hadn't been real consistent with what we've been evaluating, whether it had been in a game or whether it had been in live ABs on our practice days, and the stuff has always been there. It's just the ability to throw strikes and use the stuff has been the biggest question. So, I think over the last 2 outings that he's been able to show that, especially at Alabama. I mean, he really dialed in his breaking ball, which is really a plus pitch for him. So he had trouble kind of landing that against Southeastern, I think was that start that he had. But, he pitched effective enough. It just wasn't, he just wasn't a landing the secondary. But, we were really pleased with how he threw at Alabama the other day.
Coach, just at this point, how do you feel overall about this team? Obviously, there's been some bumps in the road, but y'all are in a good position as far as the Sun Belt goes.
Yeah, I mean, we're 19-12 overall. We're 7-5. Have we played great baseball this year? No, we haven't. I think when you look at the first 4 weeks, you get so consumed in playing perfect baseball, and just trying to play errorless and everything working in your favor, and then you kind of come to the realization where I am right now, where not every game's going to be a perfect game. You're not going to do everything correct. But at the end of the game, you want the W, no matter if it's an ugly W or if it's a pretty W. It's all about getting that win and being able to win it somehow. We've seen this team on several occasions here of late be able to do that late in the game. Obviously Tuesday night in Alabama, we didn't play any phase of the game that would allow you to win. If you can't keep them off the board, then you've got to get on the board, and we weren't able to do that either way. So, Tuesday was just, chalk it up as getting taken to the woodshed, and now just try to forget it as quick as you can and look for the next opportunity against James Madison, who won their 20th game last night. They're 6-6 in the league, so good opportunity for us to. I think they're 5-5 in the league. I think there was 2 games they didn't play at Arkansas State. So, but good club that I watched on TV last night play, and they look like a very solid club.
Coach, production out of Warhol's been tough. Have you been surprised that teams are still giving Slade stuff to drive? Or are you seeing?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is, unless you just totally pitch around somebody and just throw 4 straight balls, a good hitter's going to get a mistake, or he's going to take a pitch that's, if it's in the white, it doesn't matter, and he's going to put a good swing on it. That's what Slade's going to do. Certainly, we'd like to have more protection there out of that 4-hole, but it is what it is, and we just keep hoping for the next opportunity that those positions at 4, 5, and 6 hole, will step up and give us good at bats.
Can you speak on Nick Monastery? I mean, seems like he's starting to emerge for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, he's really hit some balls hard. Hit 2 balls hard at Alabama the other night. One that the center fielder made, just a great catch on a right center that robbed him. But he squared up 2 balls as good as any right-handed hitter that we've had this year, and honestly, left-handed hitter outside of Slade. But he was a young man that we were looking at early on as probably more on the mound because we knew our depth there was going to need his ability more than we were in the field. But it just that second base has been a roving lineup position for me all year, and it was time to see what he could do, and certainly he stepped up and was ready to deliver, and that's what he's done on the 2 opportunities he's been in there.
Any idea what to expect from the pitching staff from JMU, righties, lefties, or?
Oh, you know what? Jack just sent them to me. I don't know. I know Friday night's a right-hander, I believe. I just wrote their names down by their stats, but honestly, I didn't pay attention to right or left with it.
Just overall, I mean, obviously a lot more baseball to be played, but how do you think the Sun Belt has compared to Conference USA, what you guys are seeing as far as is it comparable, similar to what you guys are?
I think it's very similar,
Yeah.
in all honesty. I mean, I think both when we were in that league last year, and Old Dominion was in that league last year with Conference USA, I thought it was a very solid league. I think the Sun Belt is a very solid league. I don't see a lot of difference between the two, in all honesty. I think certainly with ourselves and Old Dominion coming into the Sun Belt has now made the Sun Belt obviously a stronger league with that. So with that being said, I think this year it is a stronger league, but that's because of 2 pretty good programs over the last few years have joined in. But as far as it last year and this year, and there's still a lot to be played this year, so I can't, I think at the end of the year might be an easier time for me to give a more valid answer to that one. But up to now, I think it's pretty similar.
You mentioned that you guys haven't played your best baseball yet. I mean, the flip side of that is at some point you'd like to think you'll hit that stride. I mean, is that kind of something you try and look towards to in a sense?
Yeah, I mean, 100%. I mean, I think we've played some good games, but it's sometimes we'll make you feel real good, and then sometimes we'll just break your heart, and how we go about it. So, baseball and anything in athletics is about consistency. I mean, that's what we pride this program on, is consistency, and it's the way you play the game too, and we have not played consistent this year. The only thing consistent we've done is inconsistency, in all honesty. So, but with that being said, we're 19-12, so it's not like we're sitting here and we have a losing record and we haven't done some things well. It would be just nice to roll off, several games in a row where we're playing well, and it's not just one phase of the game is better than the other or absent when another one shows up.
How much of that do you think is just the toughness of this opening schedule? I mean, the latter half of your schedule seems a little bit on the favorable side.
Yeah, Dean, I don't fall into that, honestly. I mean, you got to have an opponent, and regardless of the opponent, you got to show up, and you got to compete, and you got to have quality at bats, you got to make adjustments, you got to throw strikes on the mound, and there's just been several times where this year on the pitching staff side, you look at the box score and we've had 8 walks, 2 hit batters. I mean, the freebie column really enters into what happens, and it entered in on Tuesday night. We were spoiled last year with the staff that we had. It was arguably the best staff that has ever been here. The strikeout to walk ratio was 700 and some to 180, which is just, incredible. Just you had to work. If you're the opposition on last year's staff, you had to work for everything you got. There was nothing that was basically helped. And, we've helped a lot this year. We haven't offset it offensively, scoring runs. So are there better days ahead? I hope so. That's what we're going to go down and work at here in 30 minutes when we start practice, is trying to prepare to play better on Friday than what we've have in the past. But like I said, we're 19-12. It's not like we're 7-5 in the conference, so it's not like we're just a terrible team. We just haven't brought it all together yet consistently.
Thank you, Coach.